What's shaking, everybody? Is Mr. Scary Muffin here, and we're gonna do some more Pokemon matches. These are the matches from the June International Challenge, which was a couple weeks back, and I was running my revamped Rain team. I've been playing around with the Rain team that you guys saw from the May International. I tried a few things out. I tried Water Absorb Lapras. I tried Perish Song with Gengar and stuff like that. But I ended up with the Rain team that I felt fairly comfortable with. There was still quite a bit of flaws in the team, but I think this is as best as I was going to get my Rain team to go before moving on to something else. Anyways, during this tournament, I went on a pretty good run. I ended around the same score I had, like 1640, I believe, that I had previously in the May International. I didn't get to play all my games out. I think I ended up something like 15 wins, 7 losses, or something like that. But overall, did fairly well and managed to get in a good number of games. Anyways, let's jump right into this one. It's against the Doctor, who is also playing a Rain team. The Doctor. So yeah, it was interesting playing Rain Team, but I felt the Ludicolo on my side was going to give me a good advantage over him, and the leads come out, and I'm fairly happy with these leads because Ludicolo threatens both the Rotom and Politoed. Rotom, of course, threatens the Politoed with Thunder, so that's the only thing that's really scary. I'm going to throw up the Protect in the beginning just to avoid potential Thunder and see if he's going to do it, and fire off a Giga Drain on Rotom. Next turn, I should be able to get another Giga Drain on Rotom and kill him. So I don't have to switch my Politoed at all. He throws an Ice Beam out, it will do neutral damage to my Ludicolo, but then it freezes me, and I'm frozen solid. And freeze is such a roll-based, luck-based status where if you're frozen, you can unthaw in a single turn, unlike sleep, which guarantees you at least one turn of sleep. But if you don't unfreeze, there's no like maximum either, where you stay like the maximum you can stay asleep is like 3 turns, but freeze you can stay longer than that. And he's gonna keep ice beaming me. It actually does quite an amount of damage. I switched out my my Politoed into Aegislash to take that Thunder that I knew was coming. Another Thunder comes down again, but I know I'm gonna survive this. And if the Politoed is stuck on Ice Beam, which it looks like he's Choice Locked, actually. He might be Choice Specs, because he did a lot of damage with his Ice Beam. Then I'm just going to be able to get this Shadow Ball off to finish off the Rotom, which means I can bring my Politoed back in without worrying about Thunder anymore. So that's good. Gonna get some good recovery going off. I am paralyzed from previous Thunder, of course, and which makes using Aegislash a little bit more risky. I have to consider what I'm doing with it. I'm gonna pull out the Ludicolo now because he was within KO range of, say, a Sucker Punch or Fake Out from the Kangaskhan, and I'm gonna switch into the Politoed here. And he's gonna Mega Evolve, and I'm gonna go return back to Shield form because I should throw up that King Shield. And the entire time here, I haven't considered the fact that Politoed might be Choice Locked onto Ice Beam, because all he's been doing is Ice Beaming, and it didn't even consider, like, it just seemed to make sense for him to Ice Beam, and also it's risky that he doesn't protect, but I figured that he was just going balls crazy with it, but I didn't think at that point, at the time, that he was Choice Locked. If I thought that he might have been Choice Locked, I actually would have thrown the substitute with the Aegislash at that point, but I thought that maybe he was going to scald me with Politoed, which would really, really hurt. So I decided just to risk it with Aegislash and go for an attack, probably Sacred Sword onto that Kangaskhan. But he continued to fight Ice Beam, and this second Ice Beam onto Politoed should have hinted to me that he was Choice Locked. And before now, it would be really difficult for me to tell. I throw the... He's still frozen. This is like the 3rd turn. I threw out the Fake Out, and he didn't get it out. So I'm going to get returned here by the Kangaskhan, but the Citrus Berry will keep me alive. Keeps me within good health range-ish. Scald comes out from me. I'm going to try to get burn on Kangaskhan. Critical hit, but no luck on the burn. Ice Beam comes out, and he's going to try to get the Ludicolo again, and I survive with 4 HP, so I have a chance to do something here. I'm going to protect and try to get off a Giga Drain here, but Sucker Punch comes out. It's going to fail on my Politoed, and I'm still frozen, so never mind. 4 turns in a row of freeze, and Ludicolo goes down without really doing much. He gets out of the first Giga Drain, which was huge, but didn't get a single KO, and I was relying on Ludicolo to finish off this match. Talonflame comes out, which basically negates the chance of Kangaskhan getting a Sucker Punch off on either of my Pokemons. So I'm just going to finish off Kangaskhan here before he can act or anything. He might have done better to retreat maybe, but he would have just given a Congador for free. And the only way I can survive this game is if I get off a freeze myself. So I throw an Ice Beam. This is basically a YOLO moment. I need this to win, and I get the freeze. It's amazing. It's a miracle. It's a Christmas miracle, literally. It is cold, and it's freezing outside, but Christmas is here, and everybody is stuck in ice. His last Pokemon is Conkeldurr. I'm going to protect to avoid any potential Mach punches. In case I don't know what he was holding. He might have been holding a Koba Berry to avoid getting knocked out by this first Brave Bird. So I throw the Brave Bird and I get the one-hit KO. So he was probably, I don't know, let's say Guts and Flame Orb or something like that, or Life Orb. I take a lot of recoil damage, and I need that Politoed to not unfreeze during this turn. And he's still frozen, so I am lucky here. And here I decide to go for the U-turn. I didn't want to Brave Bird immediately just because he might be not within Brave Bird range. I didn't know how bulky he was, but he doesn't take that much damage from anything. So Politoed in general, water types in general, are very bulky. So I need to chip him within Brave Bird range. So I just needed him to not unfreeze here, and he doesn't, so I'm going to protect this turn and get off a little bit more chip damage. I think I could have gotten away with probably Ice Beaming last turn, protecting last turn safely, and then Brave Birding and Ice Beaming this turn. That should have also finished the game. I took an unnecessary risk by using U-turn that one turn. But luckily he's still frozen. I don't think it would have mattered there. He probably would have attacked into the Protect anyways. And I get the Brave Bird off, and I get to beat the Politoed. And what a comeback. I got very lucky there. And so yeah, that was this is early on. I think this was within the first 5 matches that I played. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up. I'll see you guys next time. I got a couple more games from the June International to share with you.